believe this nonsense? These geniuses have officially turned our country into a banana republic, like we needed more proof. So here's the latest circus act. The Barberton Magistrates Court just found Mozambican national Pedro Adriano Moyan, 35, guilty of playing taxi driver in the great undocumented Mozambican smuggling scheme. Yes, you read that right. He was basically running a taxi service for people without papers from Mozambique to Johannesburg. I mean, why not? Moyan, the star of this absurd show, got caught red-handed driving one of the taxis after the police received tip-off from crime intelligence. Shout out to them for doing their jobs for once. This was around 8 p.m. on August 8th when Kaapmeiden Police, the local criminal records center, and border police decided to follow up on the hot intel. They stopped and searched these Uber for the undocumented on the N4 near Kaapmeiden, Mpumalanga. And what did they find? A party bus full of undocumented Mozambicans, 16 women, 10 toddlers, 4 teenage girls, and 15 men, all without a shred of proper documentation. Seriously, folks, you can't make this stuff up. The Hawk spokesperson, Warrant Officer Thandi Shabalala, said these suspects were charged with kidnapping and aiding and abetting the contravention of the Immigration Act. Kidnapping, you ask? Well, maybe these poor souls didn't even know what they signed up for. So, what happens when you get caught playing cabbie in the smuggling business? Moyan was sentenced to 6 months in the slammer, or the more convenient option of paying a R3000 fine. Guess what he chose? But that's not all, folks. The case against the 16 Mozambican women was wrapped up quicker than you can say Banana Republic. They were all found guilty of contravening the Immigration Act and slapped with a sentence of 6 months in prison or a R2000 fine. As for the 15 Mozambican men, they're still chilling in custody. Maybe they'll get a group discount on their fines. So there you have it, patriots. A little more proof that we live in a land where the absurd has become the norm. And to think, some people still say we're not living in a comedy. On other news, a missing stamp, a cleaner's arrest, and a birth certificate that blew up a scandal. Patriots, can you believe the drama one missing stamp can cause? We're talking about a simple rubber stamp that went on an adventure, turning a routine day at home affairs into a full-blown soap opera. Grab your popcorn because this tale has it all: fraud, arrests, and a cleaner who got a bit too entrepreneurial. It all kicked off a year and 4 months ago when this infamous stamp, used to authenticate documents, mysteriously disappeared from a home affairs office. Fast forward to now, and a 24-year-old guy waltzes into the office with a birth certificate stamped with that very missing item, trying to get himself an ID. You'd think he might have had better luck playing the lottery. Of course, the birth certificate was fake, printed up just 4 months after the stamp took its little vacation. And this little stunt led the authorities straight to Rhandzu Chauke, a cleaner at Home Affairs, who, by the way, seems to have been moonlighting as a document dealer. Yep, Chauke allegedly sold that bogus birth certificate to an undocumented Mozambican national for a sweet 6,000 rand. But as they say, every good hustle comes with a risk, and Chauke's was her bank statement, which conveniently linked her to the crime. Chauke didn't have to wait long to face the music. She was hauled into the Pretoria Magistrates Court, where she was slapped with a theft charge and granted bail at a bargain price of 1,000 rand. Here's the kicker. Chauke isn't even a direct employee of Home Affairs. She was just the cleaner hired through an independent contractor. But it seems she had quite the side gig going on, dealing in fake documents and playing the middleman, or middlewoman, in this shady operation. Her lawyer, Admakakani Mashava, isn't buying that she acted alone. We suspect she's just a middleman, he said. She's been working with others at Home Affairs. It looks like she was handling the dirty work with the money flowing through her to someone else within the office. And believe me, there are more suspects out there, still on the run. But wait, the plot thickens. Gauteng police spokeswoman Cole Noxolo Kweza spilled the tea on how they caught this whole scheme. The 24-year-old man who walked in with the fake birth certificate used it to apply for a smart card. The officials, sharp-eyed as ever, recognized the stamp and played along, asking him to return with his father. Little did he know, the investigation was already hot on his trail. The man and his father were soon arrested for possessing fraudulent documents and, of course, for being in the country illegally. And that's when they traced everything back to Chauke. Turns out, when the man applied for the smart card, he went to the same official who'd been using the stolen stamp. That unique little stamp left its mark, literally, and sealed their fate. So here we are, with Chauke and the Tabani family now tangled up in this web of fraud. But it doesn't end here. More arrests are expected as the investigation digs deeper. Chauke will be back in court on August 29th, ready to face the next chapter of this saga. Let this be a lesson, folks. Stolen stamps and fake documents? Not worth the drama. You won't believe this one. The Border Management Authority has just caught a guy at the Lubombo port of entry with 34 passports and a bunch of cash. Yes, 34 passports, like he was trying to win some sort of world record. Here's what went down. During a routine check, the sharp-eyed guards at the border noticed something off about this traveler. And lo and behold, they found 34 passports in his possession. Out of those, 32 were Mozambican, and 2 belonged to Angolan nationals. It looks like he was planning to sneak a small country into South Africa. The authorities didn't waste any time opening a case for possession of suspected stolen property. They're now digging deep to figure out where all these passports came from. Maybe this guy was planning a passport buffet. Who knows? Dr. Michael Masiapato, the commissioner of the Border Management Authority, was pretty thrilled with his team's catch. "Outstanding work by our border guards," he said, clearly proud. Their vigilance and dedication send a clear message to anyone thinking about messing with our border control systems. Don't even try. Dr. Masiapato didn't hold back when it came to laying down the law. "We're going to charge these criminals with aiding and abetting, as the Immigration Act requires. We're not playing games here," he added, probably with a serious look on his face. He also gave a big shout out to the border guards for their sharp eyes and commitment to keeping our ports secure. "They're like the Sherlock Holmes of border security," he said, clearly proud of the work they're doing. The Border Management Authority is serious about keeping all 71 ports of entry secure. They're working closely with other law enforcement agencies to tackle cross-border crime and ensure everyone plays by the rules. Earlier this year, during Easter, they caught nearly 4,000 people trying to sneak into South Africa. Since then, they've stepped up their game. No more just deporting people with fake passports or stamps, they're arresting them now. It's straight to jail. In one case, 143 people, including 2 women from Zimbabwe, were caught at Baitbridge Port with fake stamps. It's like a never-ending border security drama. Dr. Masiapato also mentioned that they had to bring in extra help, 400 junior border guards, drones, and body cameras, to handle the huge number of travelers. Over 10 days, more than 1 million people crossed through the 71 ports of entry. That's a lot of action. So, there you have it. The Border Management Authority is on top of their game, keeping our borders secure and making sure everyone plays by the rules. Let's give them a big round of applause for their hard work and dedication.